All right, the question, the question of the day. Is it time to switch from Android to iPhone or from iPhone to Android? Now, if you're an Android user and you've been thinking about coming to the iOS side, then I can definitely say yes. This is not a bad time to come to iOS. Um, I never said that last year, if I'm not mistaken, because iOS 11 was really bad. It's definitely the best not the best, the worst version of iOS that I've ever tried or had. It was really buggy. It was horrible. So even though hardware wise everything was really good on Apple side, software wise everything was really bad. And this is just a proven fact to show you that in the long run, honestly, software is more important than hardware, because even though Apple had the best processor, they had 3 gigs of RAM, they had great displays, great cameras, all that stuff. They had everything going on for them. But because their software was so crappy, it didn't make it a pleasant experience. And I would have never told anybody that had an Android phone to come over to Apple unless they had like a really like an older Samsung phone, like a S7, S6 Edge or something like that. But yeah, so at this moment in 2018, I can say yes, Android users, you guys can come to iPhones if you want to basically try out the software. This is a good time to come because iOS 12 is really good. I've been using it for a couple of months, well before the official version came out, and it just kept on getting better and better. And this is the Apple that I know about. I know Apple as software first, hardware after. And last year it was hardware first and then software after, and that was a huge problem for them. Now they have 3 phones that is a new release for this year. 2 is already out, so you could go get one of those right now. But if you don't want to spend no crazy money, you could wait. The next version, the cheaper version of the phone, is coming out this month. And not because I said it's a cheaper version, meaning you're gonna get a horrible experience, because you're still gonna get the same processor, you're still gonna get the good camera, you're still gonna get a good battery life. The experience is still gonna be the same across the board, because you're going to get the update like everybody else do, and you're going to have the same experience as everybody else when it comes to features. The only thing that I could say you're going to skim on is your screen resolution, which for you average consumers, or some of the average consumers out there, they don't really care about screen resolution, because once the display looks good, they're happy. And what you're getting in return is nothing but the best, because you're getting great battery life, which everybody wants great battery life on the phone, because you don't want to use a phone for a couple of hours and the screen on time is 3 hours and the phone is dying, but you have the best screen resolution. I'd rather have an okay screen resolution with great battery life than a great screen resolution and horrible battery life. And anybody that's a tech person can agree with me. So yeah. So if you don't want to spend the crazy money on the iPhones, you definitely can still get one of the older iPhones, because you could get the new software. If you don't want to get one of the new iPhones, so you could get the iPhone 7 Plus or the iPhone 7 if you want, and just make sure you update to the iOS 12 and you'll be good to go. And those phones, I think, is like $400 for the Plus version of the iPhone 7. So you could definitely go that route if you don't want to spend $700, $800, $900 to $1,000. Now, let's switch it around. Is this a good time for iPhone users to try Android? Yeah. If you have an iPhone and you always had iPhone and you always thought about trying an Android phone, yeah, it's not a bad time to try, because you got stuff like the Note 8 you could go get. That's at a discounted price. You got the Galaxy S9 Plus. That's at a discounted price. That price went down. The Galaxy S8, you can still get that. OnePlus, I would never ever like take OnePlus out of the equation, because if I was to go back to Android, I would actually choose a OnePlus over a Samsung phone, which is crazy because you guys know me to be the Samsung guy. But a lot has changed, and people have changed. People mentality and stuff changes all the time. And I personally don't have no loyalty to any brand. I am a tech whore, and I'm very proud of it. I've never been loyal to any brand, and I've always tried different brands, and I can tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly about every product or brand that I've had. So yeah, the only thing I'm obligated to have loyalty to is my wife, and that's it. When it comes to cars, tech, anything else, I don't have to have loyalty to any of that. So yeah, you have this Poco phone that came out. Is $300, but on Amazon is like almost $400. That phone is decent camera, decent screen, great processor, great RAM, like software is not bad. So if you have an iPhone and you want to sell your iPhone, the money that you make off your iPhone, depending on which iPhone you have, you really can take that money and go buy a brand new Android phone and not regret it. Have a good experience for the first try. Because for a first try from an iPhone user, I would recommend them trying stock Android, because that's how Google intended for the software to be. And I would rather you go try a OnePlus phone or a Pixel if you can afford it and stuff like that, because anybody that's leaving from iPhone, most of them is very simple, basic people, and all they want is the phone to just work and everything to just work the way it's supposed to work. And when they touch a button, it responds right away, and when you move something, it moves right away, not much lags. So I do not recommend a Samsung phone for people that want to be basic. Just get something simple, something cheap, which is the OnePlus. That is my #1 recommended Android phone for people that don't want to spend a lot of money. But yeah, it's not a bad time for Android users to switch, and it's not a bad time for iOS users to switch. And yes, I put a stamp seal on this video right here, because I am really honest about everything. And even like they just Wear OS is out, so if you want to get an Android Wear watch, I've heard some good things about it. I've never personally tried it, so I don't know. And then Apple Watch Series 4 is great. So yeah, this is not a bad time for you to flip-flop. And don't let nobody tell you nothing or make you feel bad for flip-flopping. If you want to flip-flop, you can do that. You're obligated to do whatever you want to do. Do not make somebody make you feel bad about your decisions in changing a software platform. I'm pretty sure back in the days we all had Windows computers, and now we all got Macs. Why do you feel bad for spending your own money on what you want to spend your money on? I'm just saying. But it's Jay Gallus. Always rate, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I'm going to try to keep this going. Peace.